Hey guys, Ollie here from Local Knowledge. One of the most popular pieces of feedback we've gotten from you guys since we've been doing these YouTube videos is, hey, show us your boats. And you don't have to ask us twice to show off our boats. We love our SeaVeeZ, both Rush and I. And we've really outfitted them to do what we like to do and fish the way that we need to fish on our respective coasts. They're mostly similar, but some subtle differences that really make a difference. First things first, this is a 2019 SeaVee 340Z. The Z means it's a step hull. This boat's 34 feet long, it's 10 feet wide, and it's powered by triple Evinrude e-tec G2s, 300 horsepower. I love the power plants. I mean, if you guys watch the show, you know I'm a big Evinrude guy. They just work and they make a ton of power. They are high pressure two-strokes, they have a ton of torque, and they're very light. So for triple motors, this thing really doesn't have a lot of weight in the back, and it's got that torque which makes it get up and go. Here on the West Coast, we're a live bait fishery. We're so fortunate. 365 days out of the year, we can buy prime sardines, sometimes anchovies, sometimes mackerel. And because we have it available, we really rely on it. We take a ton of bait fishing with us. This well here is about 60 gallons. Then in the floor, I've got about another 60, 65 gallons. And it's set up the same way. I got the sprayers in there that I wanted. I've got this all configured really to hold our bait in California. This is the real star of this show. It's the Seakeeper, man. This has been such a huge upgrade to our program, I can't even tell you. We have one of the very first SeaVeeZ 34s with the Seakeeper. We worked with SeaVee to build a custom enclosure underneath the leaning box where you would normally have, you know, your Yeti or some extra storage. We basically swapped that for the greatest invention ever. We love this Seakeeper. The stability of the boat is one thing, but what it does for your body. You know, we fish a lot, we fish hard, and on a rough day, your body takes a beating, bouncing off stuff. The SeaVee eliminates the roll, and even when we're running, it makes it so much more pleasurable. Just Seakeeper is where it's at. I would not want to leave the dock without one anymore. One of the other things guys always ask us about is tackle storage. SeaVeeZ thought that out for you. These guys build fishing boats, they don't build cruisers. I have all my normal stuff, hooks and jig heads. I got my surface iron, heavy iron. Actually, that's just heavy, that's surface. I've got the World of Nomads, pretty much every one they make, and a couple more. Now, if I'm gonna go rockfish fishing, I got a different bin with some specialty stuff for rock fishing. If I'm gonna go sea bass fishing, I got another bin. I also keep a bag for my swordfish gear. I just try to stay really organized. There's nothing worse than getting 50 miles offshore and realizing you forgot something. And for me, keeping everything organized and compartmentalized really lets me do that. It's funny, when we first put pictures of the boat up on Bloody Decks, everybody's like, you gotta have more than 6 rod holders. You know, and I told the guys, I'm like, relax, there's a lot more that you don't see. There's actually 6 up top here. I've got another 5 down here, not counting the ones in the gunnel. I got another 3 here, so I'm at 14. I've got 2 up on the tower, so when I'm sliding in on a kelp patty or a foamer, I keep a rod up there. I'm trying to hook fish while I'm driving the boat. Over here, we've got another 7 or 8, and on the other side, I believe it's 7. So you're talking about 30 something rod holders. This top here, they call a Key West style T-top, where it's narrower at the front and bigger at the back, allows you to put all your rods in the rod holders here. And I'll tell you, after years and years of grabbing rods out of racks off of T-tops or off of a flying bridge, this is the ticket. It's nice to have them low at ground level. You can see the reel real well. You aren't getting on your tippy toes. You can just grab what you need in a second. I got enough in here where if we're bottom fishing or we're flying the kite on one end or a kite in a balloon, it just gives me a lot of options. And honestly, in the build of a boat like this, that's just not a big expense. I would always err on the side of too many. This is one of my favorite things on the boat. I didn't know how I'd feel about having a coffin box. We went fishing 2 days ago. It's still holding ice. This thing is basically like a built-in Yeti cooler. Tough as nails, it's huge, and it holds ice like a mother. Other favorite feature is this fish box. It is absolutely enormous. So big that, in fact, we can get 2 300-pound tunas in there and another 100-pounder. I just hit a switch, the whole box lifts up. You can slide a big fish in there, drop the box back down, and go right back to fishing. So much of what we do here fishing, and really anywhere, is visual. right? And one of the things about 2 boats ago that I just decided I would not live without anymore is an upper station. So with my gyro binoculars and that upper station, I can see for miles, literally. As soon as we get onto the grounds, if it's really visual fishing versus electronics fishing, I'm popped up there right away, and you probably won't see me for the rest of the day. I'm up there, I'm glassing the whole time. I've got a full host of electronics. Let's go up there and take a look. This is the upper station up here. This is where I spend a lot of my time when we're visual fishing. A lot of times when we're fishing the yellowfin or the bluefin, it's just seeing a splash, seeing a turn dive, a bird act weird, maybe it's a pot of dolphin. But up here, I mean, as you can see, it gives me so much more visibility, so much more. I've got a Simrad screen up here that's fully networked in. I can bring up my chart, I can bring up my radar, I got my sounder, I can split the screens, I can do whatever I want basically. Full redundancy up here. I'm not giving up anything. I've got a big Evinrude gauge here, give me my RPMs. You know, I got my binnacle, I got my Simrad radio up here, all the same controls for trim tabs and everything as I do down below. And of course, big, deep cup holders that are actually made to hold a big Yeti cup. It's one of the coolest features on the boat. Everything on this boat is built as good as they possibly can. And if something better comes along, they make a change on the fly. That was one thing I really liked about working with Ariel and the guys at SeaVeeZ. Tell us what you want and we'll make it happen.